Okay, I actually pulled this spread intending that I would post it to TikTok, but I realized quickly that it was a bigger message than that. Because I've been thinking over the last few days, there seems to be some kind of convergence of timelines. And I feel like it's happening for a lot of different people in a lot of different ways. Like timelines are converging. Take that however it resonates, but I thought this was pretty interesting and I wanted to dive a little deeper into it than I could have on TikTok in just a simple 10-minute video. So I left it sitting here and realized that I would just share it with you guys. So I did pull from the Sacred Soul Portal deck because I wanted to see like kind of what the portal was, whatever this timeline convergence, what is it bringing us into or like ushering us into. So the first one out says, just knock. If the way seems closed, ask friends or influencers to open the door and let you in. And I thought, well, that's simple. Just knock. I think this is a time where things are becoming possible that have never been possible before, and in a much easier way than you previously had thought. So sometimes it's literally just about asking, just knocking on the door. That came with promised land. You have almost reached your goal, so don't stop now. Take every opportunity you can. And so it feels like that last final push to keep going, to not give up. And I think a lot of people collectively have been in this liminal space, this time in between, and it feels like one door has closed, but the next one has not yet opened. And so I feel like when you come to a closed door, just knock. And if it's not the door for you, it's not going to open. But if it is, you'll be surprised when it swings wide open. Then you'll know. The next one I pulled from the Ascending Life Oracle, I was like, okay, that started out well. Let's see where this is going. So I got crossroads, faced with choices, midst of indecision, facing the possibilities in life, and rite of initiation. And this felt like so on point with the convergence of timelines because it feels like our choices are part of that timeline convergence. Like situations are coming back around and choosing to react differently or respond differently this time around, making different choices than before. And I think that's what's ushering us into new timelines, really. That also came with karmic justice, wrongs made right, you will be vindicated, getting what you deserve, and learning karmic lessons. I feel a lot of people have been just overwhelmed with karmic situations, but I really like that karmic justice is coming. Wrongs will be made right. You will be vindicated. All the struggle that you've been through will have purpose. That next one out was abundance, your arrival to abundance, financial blessings, rewards for your efforts, and money flows easily into your life. And I think everybody needs that. It's collectively been extremely hard lately. But it's also kind of this feeling of, that's been coming up a lot, is when is it going to be my turn? And so it feels like soon, it really is going to be your turn very soon. And then death was the last one out. Inevitable end, big transformation, shedding required, and dead end. So shedding energies that no longer match your frequency, definite rebirth process. But it's like you've come to this dead end in your healing perhaps, or even like traverse to the end of whatever this timeline is that you're on. And like knowing that you're needing to shift in some way. And then maybe even not even knowing how. But I do think, again, it's going to be simpler than you think because just knock was the first card out. And so, of course, after those cards came out, I had to pull some Sacred Soul Timing cards. And, of course, I will say all of these are like not specific times, but the last one that I didn't pull said November. And so I don't know if November is going to be significant, but that's the only specific month that even like halfway wanted to come out. Because the first one, of course, is divine timing. Stay in the flow and trust that the timing is perfect. Trust, believe, and have faith. So divine timing is at play, and it is about following the path of least resistance. Because if there's resistance coming up, then if you can't just knock on the door and open it, then you know that's resistance. That's not the right way. And then, of course, the next one is open doors. The door is unlocked, so just walk through it. Journey, passage, and access. I feel like you have access to things that you've not had access to before. And I do feel like a lot of spiritual gifts are coming online for people. And so it really is like this rite of initiation. And it's about trying or like allowing yourself to stay in the flow when everything's kind of choppy and unknown. And then very soon, things are happening fast, so be ready to move. Speed, agility, and quickness. And then on schedule. Unwavering dedication and attention to detail is key. Keep going, steps, and take care. So you're not late. Everything's on track. And I think it's pretty interesting that with this first row, you got crossroads and divine timing. And so it does feel, again, like this convergence of timelines, this new options or new roads or more meaningful choices even. And then just knock with karmic justice and open doors. I love that just knock and open doors are on the same line too. And then promised land with abundance and very soon. So that promised abundance that everybody's been promising and you're like, yeah, I'm sick of hearing that. When's it going to happen? It says very soon. And then death and on schedule. So this transformation that you've been in is actually right on time. You're not running late. You didn't take too long to get to where you are. Everything has almost been setting you up to be exactly where you are. It's like you're being set up for a comeback. Okay, so all those came out and I thought, okay, that's pretty interesting. I want to see what kind of divine master energy is attached. And so the first one out was Mother Mary. Miraculous encounter, divine experiences, do not be afraid of being powerful. And then Lady Nada came out, expanded heart, openness, liberation, let yourself love and be loved. And then El Moria, spiritual force field, protective light is surrounding you, you are safe. And then the last one was Commander Ashtar, leadership, activation, time to evolve, trust in your ability to guide others. And I realized I want to read the meanings on those because I know it'll give us deeper layers to this message. And that's when I realized, oh, this isn't a message for TikTok. This is for YouTube. And so I'm going to read those. But then, of course, I had to pull from the past life oracle. And so I got phobias, and then the arts, and then angels, and trust and faith. So I thought, okay, this is shaping up to be a pretty interesting message. So I'm going to jump to Mother Mary and read that and go from there and see what the full message is. Mary, the mother of Jesus, was a simple woman with a divine mission to bring sacred love into the world. At the time of her death, she was assumed into heaven by the angels. It is for this reason that she is considered the Queen of the Angels, and her presence magnetizes the energy of miracles and the presence of angels. One of the most important lessons of Mary's life was when Archangel Gabriel brought her the message that she was going to be the mother of Christ. When Gabriel appeared to her, she heard the message, "Do not be afraid, for I am an angel of the Lord." This wasn't necessarily telling her not to be afraid because she was having a spiritual vision, more not to be afraid of being this powerful. Mary's experience reminds all women that it's safe to be powerful and gifted. She is now dedicated to spreading this message and is the leader of a group of angels dedicated to world peace. The message is, you're having spiritual visions and miraculous encounters at this time. Don't be afraid of your gifts. They are God-given abilities to help you remember who you are and where you have come from. If you've been wondering about the spiritual significance of certain encounters or experiences, know that the main message the universe is trying to get to you is that you are not alone and you are a significant bringer of light to the world. Your psychic and spiritual abilities have been awakened by some sort of shift in your life. This could have been an overwhelming, challenging, or emotional moment, but it has set you on the path to remembering that you can heal and help others. Angels of peace are here now to guide you on your way to harmony in all aspects of your world. So immediately, like, oh, okay, this convergence of timelines is about being more powerful in your authenticity, embodying your true self, and recognizing that you're moving into a space where it is safe to be yourself and it is safe to be this damn powerful. And I also think a lot of people are experiencing occurrences. We'll just say it that way, because it's like experiencing a lot of different things and there's really no context for them to understand what's happening. So a lot of people are probably gaslighting themselves or thinking they're crazy when in reality they're awakening and having these spiritual experiences. And it's like come up a few different times in different readings I've done, but like people are experiencing these encounters on a very personal and soul level, but like it's almost happening in the physical, but it's not. It's happening in the spiritual, like in the astral, but it's crossing over into the physical. And so even like dimensions are converging in a sense. I don't know if it's connected to Gaia and her ascension process. I don't know if it's us contributing to her ascension process, and so like we're experiencing the side effects with our own ascension processes. It's like everything's converging all at once. So I do think like a lot of miracles are going to happen. A lot of things are going to come up to show you truly how powerful you are. So maybe even manifesting things at a faster rate than you were before. Whatever this is, it seems like you're fully stepping into your power, but at the same time, don't be afraid to knock. Don't be afraid to open that door. Like enter every room like God itself sent you. There are no accidents. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Even if it's not where you want to be, you're being detoured and pivoted into a new energy. You're learning lessons that are propelling you forward, and I think they're going to help you for a long time to come. Not just this lifetime, but like other lifetimes and timelines as well. Lady Nada is an embodiment of divine love. She is one of the leaders of the Karmic Board and a member of the Council of Light, and is dedicated to bringing Christ consciousness to Earth. In the Aura Soma healing system, Lady Nada's bottle is the divine counterpart to the Christ. Her mission is to help the human race embody divine love. Lady Nada is an aspect of Mary Magdalene. Some believe she's Mary's higher self who helped her tap into the teacher within. Lady Nada has had many incarnations and was one of the high priestesses of Atlantis. Those drawn to her or her mission are likely also to have incarnations in Atlantis or similar ancient civilizations. As I was reading that, I remembered, since I pulled these cards last night, I remembered that a lot of these divine master cards wanted to come out. And so my thought was, wow, a lot of deities really want to work with you. A lot of ascended masters really want to work with you. I think that's how profound and pure that your love is. and you've been going through this world like loving people who haven't loved you back, thinking that it's all been wasted, and there's literally these spiritual deities that want to work with you because of how pure you are. The message is, when Lady Nada comes to you, your heart is ready to expand. It is opening wide for you to experience and embody divine love. This is a powerful opportunity to heal from past traumas regarding relationships and emotional letdowns. The journey of self-respect that you have been on is leading to a genuine experience of self-love and self-acceptance. This, in turn, will lead to a feeling of liberation. Within you is a great love, a love that is eternal and therefore will never die. Know that this is a mighty love, and it's now time to share it without fear. I do think there's a lot of things coming up needing attention. A lot of unhealed wounds are coming up. And so there's a lot of healing being done. But I think it's also about not trying to be the best version of yourself in every moment, but recognizing that even the worst version of you deserves unconditional love. It's like loving all parts of you and not just the pretty, perfect parts. Because in essence, I don't know that there are any pretty, perfect parts. El Morya, or simply Morya, is a name that was used to protect the identity of Ranbir Singh, a spiritually aware and connected Sikh man. I don't even know how to say that word. S-I-K-H, Sikh, who was born into a powerful family that ruled Kashmir in the Indian subcontinent in the 19th century, and is said to have intervened both spiritually and physically to stop the British invasion of the region in 1845. This wise soul is now able to help us block and remove any energy that is coming to us that is not serving our connection to God. This wise spiritual guide works closely with the angelic realms and can help us understand if something or someone is aligned to goodness and truth or not. He helps us connect to our inner teacher, the part of ourselves that has never left the heart of Source. The message is, a powerful spiritual force field of light is surrounding you at this time. It's important to let go of any dramas or energies that aren't serving you. Remove yourself from situations that are heavy or draining. Retreat from the harsh people and places so that you can feel safe and connect with what is important to you and will lead you to the ascent of your soul. You are being guided to remember that there is a powerful light within you that has the ability to teach you many lessons. In order to connect with this light, it's important to be able to let down your defenses, and Morya and Angels of Light are here to help you determine who in your world has your best interests at heart and who has ulterior motives. Trust in what you know, what you feel, and most importantly, what is being revealed to you now. So I do think it's a good idea to pay attention to the way people are showing up, because it's the thing of when people tell you who they are, when they show you who they are, believe them. Stop trying to see other people better than they see themselves. Your light is attracting many things. But that doesn't mean you have to be a walking defense mechanism. Knowing that you can be vulnerable and let your guard down, because clearly you're surrounded by angels. Clearly. There's something about your light. Like, it's so bright. It's so bright it almost blinds others. And I think it does that in different ways. For some people, it blinds them so much that they can't see the negative things going on around them. But I think other people, it blinds them so much that they can't truly see you for who you are. It's like when your light shines into the darkness, the bugs scatter, the shadows scatter. And I think part of your light brings out certain unhealed aspects of people. But it also shows you who is able to connect with your light, who's able to handle that kind of power. Because again, it's about being authentic and showing up and knowing how powerful you are and not shying away from that, not trying to diminish your own power just to please others. Let them be uncomfortable. Commander Ashtar, sometimes simply known as Ashtar, is a multidimensional intergalactic being who is head of the Ashtar Command, a group of highly evolved extraterrestrials who are dedicated to maintaining truth, peace, and harmony in the cosmos. He has been known to appear in human form so that he can work with peacekeepers and lightworkers on planet Earth to support the evolution of the human soul. He also appears in the meditations of those who have the potential to lead others to wholeness and healing. If he comes to you, he will often invite you to the Ashtar command ship, where you will receive information and downloads to help you evolve. The message is, Ashtar and the Ashtar command are here to bring you the message that you have the ability to help others heal and evolve. The challenges you're surmounting are opportunities to lead by example. Living honestly and sharing your truth have always been important to you. Now you're being given the opportunity to live your truth in view of the world. Don't be afraid to take the lead, to evolve into your leadership role. You have to assume your position in the world. Your ego may be loud at this time and may try and keep you small. Don't fight it. Just prove to yourself and others that you have what it takes to silence this voice of limitation. You were born to lead, so lead. That's so interesting because the first card literally talked about not being afraid to be this powerful. And then the last card is like, okay, but step into your power. You are a light worker. You are a healer. You are an angel, an earth angel among men. You have so much pure power and light flowing through your veins. Like, it's time to stop keeping yourself small. Okay, we'll start with the past life oracle cards. The first one out was phobias. This card comes to you compassionately to help you connect the dots between current life phobias and past lifetimes. Often consciously remembering the past life source of your anxieties is enough to release their grip on you. The situation you're inquiring about has its basis in underlying fears or phobias. These fears are energy blocks, which are slowing or prohibiting the results you desire. Phobias have to do with the impulse to have complete mastery over situations that are out of your control. They also bring up many trust issues. Your higher self and unconscious mind know the original source of any phobias you may have manifested. You can unearth the origins of these phobias through a past life regression or even through dream work. For example, as you're falling asleep, ask your higher self to give you information that you'll remember upon waking that's related to the phobia. By directly confronting your underlying fears, you can lessen their hold on your unconscious. It's all about awareness. And that's kind of, I think, also connected to the Mother Mary card, because it says, do not be afraid of being powerful. And then phobias is really about the fears. And I think the ways you've been punished for your power in the past. Maybe in your past, this lifetime, but also past lives multiple. So it's like this wound. That's part of the woundedness, I think, also that's coming up. So you can acknowledge it and recognize that it's safe to be you. It's safe to be this powerful. It's time. It's time to show up authentically and not make yourself small. Not diminish your power or accomplishments. And the arts. Okay, I thought that surely would be under A for arts, but I think it is not. It's under T for the arts. You have artistic and creative talents that desire expression. This card comes to you as a sign that you would do well in an occupation relating to the arts. It also indicates that you are involved in the arts in prior lifetimes, which can explain your natural talents in the present. As a prodigy, you have artistic skills that are innate and don't require training or the need to practice. These inherent abilities have been passed down from prior lives. It's important to explore and give yourself permission to unleash your artistic side. This could lead to a lucrative career or a fulfilling avocation or hobby. So take arts and crafts classes and follow your inner guidance about creativity. I do think there's a special connection to music, obviously, because of the piano and the guitar in this card. I think maybe even you get special messages through music. But I feel like also this is a time to really express your creativity, to stop playing it small and to stop putting yourself in a box. It's like breaking through every limitation that has ever been put on you by yourself or someone else. And angels, you drew this card as a sign from your guardian angels who have been with you throughout your soul's history. In between such lifetimes, your angels work with you to review. That said, in between each lifetime, your angels work with you to review the lessons you've just learned. They also help you prepare and plan for your next lifetime. You may have functioned as an angel during your time in heaven. You helped guide and heal your loved ones just like your angels do for you. As a result, you hold a deep love for guardian angels. Your guardian angels know all of the details of every lifetime, and they can help you gently recall significant memories that will allow you to heal in your present life. Call upon your angels as you're falling asleep to reveal relevant memories while you're sleeping. When you wake up, you may not recall all of the details of your dream. However, once you're prepared to consciously remember your past, the material will be given to you. You'll only remember what you're emotionally able to handle. In addition, archangels Michael, the angel of courage, strength, and protection, Raphael, the angel of physical and emotional healing, and Raziel, the angel of God's secrets and mysteries, will help anyone who calls upon them. Like all archangels, they're unlimited and non-denominational. They can be with everyone simultaneously, offering their unconditionally loving power. There's a lot of mention about sleep. So I think a lot of dream messages are going to come through, a lot of messages through music, visiting even, like I guess what I'm seeing in my head or hearing or however, it's like, again, everything is converging. I'm seeing and hearing it simultaneously. But it's like going to sleep, going on exploratory missions of different timelines to help you make choices in your waking life. I think it's recognizing that because you are such a light worker, such a healer, that you kind of have this spiritual following. Like a lot of spirits want to work with you. And if they can't work with you, they damn sure want to be around you to protect you and help guide you. It's like the spiritual mafia or this like spiritual entourage mobbing deep. And then, of course, the last card that came out was trust and faith. The question that you're asking today is connected to the levels of trust and faith that you have. These two qualities affect the amount of fulfillment, peace, and joy you experience. If you find that you don't trust yourself, others, or even life itself, the reason may be rooted in prior lifetimes. This card may also indicate a past lifetime where you were betrayed by a specific person who is in your current life. This is also true with respect to the amount of faith you have in the universe or God. Look at the other cards that you drew surrounding this one for clues as to which lives may have shattered or boosted your faith or trust. You drew this card as a sign to have faith and trust that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. While it's true that you learn from your past, it's also important to live in the moment without clouding it with past pain. And if your faith and trust issues are directed at certain individuals, listen to these feelings as they may be red flag warnings to heed. You can forgive someone for past lifetimes and also follow your inner guidance to avoid him or her if it is warning you to distrust this person. So I do feel like on a lot of levels it's about trusting yourself and listening to yourself and no longer gaslighting yourself I think that's been going on a lot. Spiritual gaslighting. Like when people say you're too sensitive, you're not. You're empathic and you feel deeply and you actually take on the emotions of others. And when you realize, oh, those aren't mine, you can lay them down and stop carrying them. But you're not too sensitive because you know things you're not supposed to know or feel things that you have no way to justify or to quantify. And I feel like you have been punished a lot in the past for being yourself and also for holding a certain amount of innate power. And so you may have gone through your whole life censoring yourself or watering yourself down so you didn't offend others, making yourself uncomfortable so others can stay comfortable. Like, no, let them be uncomfortable. I'm not exactly sure what all of this is ushering you into, because I know it involves creativity and like long held dreams or passions. There's something here about like unlocking your destiny. But that is also connected to like, I'm trying to figure out how to word it. It's almost like locking up your fears, not letting them drive the car, not letting them have access to these multi-potential timelines that you're accessing currently. But in the process of locking those fears up, which isn't exactly right, because I don't want to say, oh, just repress them. Like, that's the whole issue. But also, it's okay to be afraid. Do it scared. Don't let those fears control you. Don't let those fears dictate your future. Don't let those fears dictate your choices, because there's something here that you're choosing, and that is, in essence, what is unlocking your destiny. But it feels like you're choosing yourself, you're choosing your happiness, you're choosing... I mean, will people call you selfish? Because at this point, everyone should know how giving and kind you are. So much so to your own detriment. Because I do think you're a natural healer. But givers must set boundaries because takers never do. But I think there's so much power coursing through your veins that maybe it even makes you afraid a little bit. And maybe that's part of it, is you weren't always responsible with your power in the past. And so it's knowing who you are now, and it's not who you used to be. Recognizing that you're at an entry point of some sort, and your choice dictates which destiny is unfolding. But I also, because it's like this convergence of timelines, it's like what's meant for you will find you. But it is about shedding people pleasing, shedding lack mindset, shedding toxic relationships, shedding the fear that's held you back. And so much, it's like stepping out of the fire, this phoenix energy, stepping out of the flames and being fully embodied in your power and awesomeness and saying, hello world, here I am. Because you are who the collective needs to help heal and usher them into the next phase of their own journeys. Whether you're doing that through some sort of art, some sort of speaking thing, some sort of expression. Huh. I guess what I'm going to do is I will pull from the messages from your higher future self, just to kind of close out the reading. I don't know if this made sense for anyone, but it felt like a big message, and I'm not sure I even gave it the space it needed, but I guess this is my attempt to give this message the space it needs to emerge. But also it's about you stepping into your power and not being afraid of your own power. Don't worry about what could go wrong. If something does go wrong, you'll be able to make the best out of it. So again, dropping the fear, having so much trust and faith that you're going to figure it all out. And if you come upon a door that you don't have the key for, simply knock. Or just like, did you try the doorknob? Like, did you try the handle? Or did you just walk away from it assuming it was locked? I mean, it's kind of rude to just walk into people's houses, but this doorway is obviously not into someone's house. This doorway is like a doorway to your future, but it's like not assuming that some path is closed to you or locked. And so you're not even going to try the door handle. You're just going to go a different way. No, try the handle. Like, don't count yourself out just yet. You have special gifts. Never surrender to normal. You're not supposed to fit in because you were born to stand out. You have special gifts, multiple. And I do, again, think a lot of spiritual gifts are coming online or like integrating and downloading. And so it's important not to gaslight yourself, because you will be experiencing things that you probably haven't experienced before. And don't worry so much about not finding love. It will find you. And I feel like that is because you are the literal definition of love. I mean, clearly, you're the literal definition of love. The overall energy is it's okay not to have all the answers. They will come to you when you need them. So trust that the answers will show up, that the mysteries will be revealed all at the right time. And then I split the deck on see the good in what you call bad. Nothing in your suffering is meaningless. Everything has its purpose. Everything has its purpose. It's sometimes just seeing it out to the end. Because again, it's about that convergence. I think a lot of things are going to be revealed also. A lot of things about people, maybe secrets, maybe just general information. And I think you're going to have a lot of like cosmic downloads, especially through your dreams and through music and like creative expressions like art, painting, any of that, dancing. I think there's going to be a lot of integration happening. But you're going to have to do it scared. Okay, for the self-care, to actually close out the reading, what messages do they most need to hear in this moment? Get a massage. You deserve to be pampered. Make your appointment this week. So self-care is essential. It is not selfish. Don't delay. Get a move on pampering yourself. Cut your screen time. Put the phone down, turn off the TV and computer, and get active. I think it's really about cutting out the distractions. Figuring out what is distracting you, what is siphoning your time and energy, and cutting those things out. Getting off the phone and getting out into nature. And the third one was heart chakra. Heart chakra is out of balance. And it's so interesting to me that it is literally the people with the purest love, the brightest light, who have heart chakra imbalances. And I think a lot of it is because people can't love the same way you do. So it's constantly this feeling of being rejected by others because they just don't love like you do. They literally don't have the capacity. I think a lot of forgiveness is needed too. Forgiving others for not being who you needed them to be, but also forgiving yourself for not knowing how to ask for what you needed. Okay, so the overall was 30-day challenges. Force yourself to do something new for 30 days to form a new habit. So 30 days, form a new habit. It's like make 30-day goals for yourself, 30-day challenges. You can always decide if you don't like it to go back to the way you did it before. And I think on some level, knowing that it's like this temporary thing that you're trying it out, that could help you see it to the end. Because again, there's a lot of exploratory energy here, like exploring timelines and exploring self-expression. And I think exploring boundaries and exploring new ways to do things. I did split the deck on hydrate. Drinking lots of water will make a huge difference in the way you feel. So I think it's so important to drink water because you're probably dehydrated. And I think so much of this portal energy, this whatever this is that you're stepping into, it's like when you release all the phobias and the fears and the toxicity and the limitedness, it's like you're depleting yourself of what has been like filling you up. And I don't mean that like you're actually fulfilled, but I guess it was a better word than say, because it hasn't been nourishing you. The way like when your minerals in your body are depleted, you have to drink water to replace those minerals. Well, it's like you have to drink a lot of water to replace the phobias and the fears and all of those things that you're leaving behind. This is some kind of like spiritual awakening or initiation into your gifts, some kind of portal energy, but also a lot of like healing past traumas and fears. That's a big thing here is the fears. Allowing yourself to be as truly powerful as you are. And recognizing that other people's inability to love you and see your worth doesn't actually affect you. It doesn't change your lovability. It doesn't change how downright adorable you are. Their inability to see your worth doesn't actually have any effect on your worth. It just shows you, okay, you're not my people. Gotcha. Cool. Move on to people who are, who can see how amazing you are, who can validate you for this incredible pure heart you have. It's like bursting out of the flames. I've arrived. You're welcome, world. Here I am. And I don't know if that made sense for anyone, but I just felt really called to try to interpret the cards that were there. And again, I don't even think I grasped the scope of the full message. The Council of Light wants to work with you. That's how pure your energy is. Like, these deities are vying for a chance to work with you because of your pure unconditional love, your divine light, the way you heal those who've hurt you. But I do think it's time for a little self-healing. Get a little massage, and forgive yourself and love yourself and recognize that other people will never see you the way you see yourself. And the way you see yourself is the most important. So, be you. Be authentic. And don't be scared. I love you, and I hope that helped.